What's going on, everybody? Review Man here, and today I am reviewing episode number 9 of South Park season 20. And this episode is called Friends Only. In this episode, we basically focus on 3 stories. Ike and Kyle trying to help save their dad from the internet trolling, continue the internet trolling. Gerald being trapped at the Troll Trace World Center, trying to stop the biggest troll trace from being launched. Mr. Garrison, he's at the Pentagon, and he gets a call from Mr. Slave, and Mr. Slave is like saying, you won't do it, you're a big old pussy and a bitch and all this other stuff, and he's saying, well, no, I'm not, I'm the president. And he's saying, well, you're a bitch president, and this, that, and the other thing, you're a little puppet, you're my little puppet. And then Kyle calls up there and he says, yeah, you know what, you're Mr. Slave's puppet, you dismissed all of Mr. Slave's love. And he's like, well, Kyle, I'm the president. And he said, yeah, but I bet you won't bomb Denmark. And then he's like, oh, wait a minute, guys, don't bomb Denmark, put those bombs on hold. And then all the trolls that are in Denmark, they're all stripped naked and is putting these chairs and make them watch the biggest troll video though. Rick Ross, never gonna get you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and hurt you. And then they're all like, wow, that's impressive. And then the guy that started Troll Trace, he was saying, what's the biggest way to troll people? The way to troll people so bad that they wish they could turn against other people. And then Gerald's like, you don't mean start World War III? He's like, yeah, how freaking funny would that be? And then he's like, you can't do this. And so that's where that part ends. And Cartman is getting kind of pissed off at Butters because he thinks Butters is trying to steal Heidi away from him. And Butters comes to tell Cartman, he's like, I will never steal your girlfriend away, because whenever you have a girlfriend, whenever they break up with you, they crawl up inside you and they poop on your chest, and you're left with a big old pile of poop on your chest. The funniest line. And while all this is going on, the people in South Park, they're calling up to the Pentagon and saying, yeah, I bet you can't bomb this, I bet you can't bomb that, because you got Kyle and you got Mr. Slave. They're like, yeah, I bet you can't bomb this. And then he's like, oh, put a hold on the bombs. And in this entire episode, we got one more episode left of this season, and we have not seen head or tails of member berries. Where are the member berries? What are their plans? What's going on? I guess we're gonna have to find out in this next episode of South Park. I'm not sure what it's called, but there is one more thing. Heidi, she's working with NASA about getting up into space, and she's using emoji analysis. And emoji analysis was the thing that she used to figure out that Skink Hunt 42 was actually an adult. And so what she said is, what about this group of clusters needs to be put up here, and that group of clusters need to be put over there? And they're like, that makes a lot of sense. And Cartman's trying to figure out, he said, hey babe, remember when you said that funny thing, remember when you did that funny thing? And he's slowly changing back into the old Cartman because of Butters. And at the end of the episode, Kyle and Ike, they trap Kyle's mom in the pantry because they got to use the computer to save Denmark and save Kyle's dad. So yeah, that's what happens in this episode. Heidi is close to figuring out the math at NASA, or SpaceX, or whatever it's called, to get them more into space. Gerald, he's naked in the Troll Trace. Everybody's flipping out because Troll Trace is about to be launched. Mr. Garrison, he's not sure what the hell to do as the president. And we see the return of Mr. Slave. He said, Jesus Christ. And so, yeah, that was friends only. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, all that good YouTube stuff, and I will see y'all guys in the next video. Have a good night.